will begin this video by demonstrating a simplified process that an industry user would encounter when applying for a license or registering their institution. The licensing and registration process involves a collection of application forms, payment, and certificate generation. This can also be configured to suit your exact requirements, like including an electronic signature on the application, which is what you'll see here today. We're currently at the screen to log into our secure web portal, and to begin, I'll be logging in as an applicant user. Once we're logged into the system, we can see the default screen for all users with an announcement portlet to check any notifications that have been received from the system. The system can send notifications in line or by email. The system is also entirely role-based, allowing different users to gain access to different features and functionalities based on their assigned roles within the system. Different roles can include a submitter or applicant role, which in this case is an external user from a regulated entity, an analyst or director role, which in this case is an internal user from the supervisor or central bank. We can see that this user has access to various tabs. The New Requests, In Progress Requests, and Submitted Request tabs are where new applications can be launched on demand, such as license applications, change requests, or filing extension requests. The Filings and Submitted Filings tabs are used for submitting scheduled filings such as monthly or annual returns. We'll begin in the New Request tab. The New Request tab lists all of the applications available to this user based on their organization and assigned role within the system. An application can be launched by clicking on its name, and we're going to fill in a sample application for a trust license. Here we've entered our interactive online form facility. It highlights validation rules and warnings in real time as a user enters information so that they receive real-time validation and feedback. Hovering over any of the highlighted fields will display the associated error message. What you see in red are mandatory fields that must be filled in. Any red fields can also signify errors that must be corrected before completing the submission. This form facility is used to collect any type of information from your regulated entities, including financial returns or pre-inspection forms. Below, there are tables where additional rows can be added by clicking on the plus sign. These are used in cases where applicants may have more than one entry for a specific item. The online form facility saves data on a field-by-field basis. This means that industry users can return to the form to complete it over multiple sessions if they need to. As we inputted the details in this form, we can see calculations below that have been performed that give us an idea of the license fee that this user will be responsible for. When the form is ready for submission, we'll click on Validate to check the form for any errors. On this page is where any remaining validation errors and warnings are listed. If there are no fatal validation errors preventing this user from submitting the form, the Submit button will be enabled. In this process, upon submission, the system uses single sign-on to place a digital signature on the application using the integrated Notorious signing facility. Here we can see a PDF that has been automatically generated with the information we inputted into the trust license application. Signing the document will place a name, date, and timestamp and certify the application. When we return to the portal, we'll now be in the In Progress Request tab, and here we can see the application that we've just submitted. Here we can see that there are various tasks that have been generated. Here we can see that the next step is to pay an application fee. The software has built-in workflows that support various payment methods such as cash or check and credit card, and we can also integrate with third-party payment systems using API for added payment functionality. For our demonstration, we will pay by escrow. Next, we can see that the status has been updated as payment received and there are no more tasks to be completed by this user at this time. I will now log in as an analyst or central bank user to look at the remaining business workflow. We are now logged in as an analyst user from the regulating organization who will be processing the application. You can see that the analyst has received notification that an application has been submitted, and we will navigate to the In Progress Request tab to review. By clicking on the plus sign, we can see all the tasks that have been generated, and the next task is to review the application. Once we open the submitted form, you'll notice it is now in read-only format. This prevents any changes from being made to the form by human error or tampering after submission. If an analyst requires changes or additional information, they can use the amendment feature. The analyst can also insert a comment to clarify an amendment if necessary. Assuming all the information is correct, we'll proceed to validate. In this particular case, the review and approval capabilities lie with a user assigned to a director role. As the system is entirely role-based, analysts cannot approve this application, so we will click on Send to the Director. After logging in as a director and navigating back to the In Progress Request tab, we will proceed to review the application once more. Assuming all the information is correct, the director will act on a manual decision to approve or reject this application. However, other options can be added, including partial approval or conditional approval. In addition, various levels of review can also be added to this workflow before reaching this decision-making step. The final step in this process is certificate generation. Here we can see a certificate has automatically been generated by the system. The text on the certificate can dynamically change based on the information that has been provided by the applicant. It can populate the applicant's details, issue dates, and calculate expiry dates, as well as list specific conditions or applicable bylaws directly on the certificate. Thank you for watching the SQL Power Suite demo. If you have any questions or would like to explore the solution further, please contact us by email at info@sqlpower.ca or visit our website.